I went to light the candle, and I was going to grab a pink candle because that was the one I wanted, but that's not the one they wanted. They told me to get yellow. So we're burning a yellow candle. I'm going to do some of the tarot spread first, and then after I do that, I'm going to ask some of those questions that you directly asked in the note. Because those were great questions. Honestly, it's so rare that I get questions that are so precise, so thank you for that. Okay, so I'm using the Mystical Moments deck. That was the one that just really caught out to me for this reading. And I'll lay these cards and then we'll start talking about them. The first card that we got is like the representation of the spirit guide that is present. Now, I did call in your grandmother or your great-grandmother, I'm sorry, and I do believe that that is who you're speaking with. This is going to be your clue, though. I don't know if they look anything like this, perhaps, but definitely probably like a fire element for their zodiac sign. I'm hearing Sagittarius. I'm not sure. No, Capricorn? It's either Sagittarius or Capricorn. Liked books, probably had a garden, maybe liked the flowers, but this is all visual cues for us. Okay, so the next card we're going to go over is representing the relationship, like the nature of the relationship. Now, whether this is whenever they were with you in this physical realm or the way that the relationship is now that they're a spirit guide, but this is the Emperor. And whenever the Emperor comes out, it is to say that they are helping you like set structure and regulation to your life. I kind of feel like perhaps you just wing it. Like, you know, you're not really the type to plan, just let's see how it goes. Whereas they're like, oh no, we got to have everything planned out. And I think part of what they're here to teach you is just how to just add some stability and structure into things. What I'm definitely seeing is this visual here of the home. I think that a lot of what they were teaching you was how to keep a home, how to be a fair ruler while being a good homemaker and making sure that everyone in your house is not only provided for, but also nurtured as well. All right, so now we're going to go over how they try to speak with you, and this is the Eight of Swords. I'm going to kind of take you through a train of thought here, because I realize now that your grandmother was very much speaking to me whenever I was outside doing your TikTok reading. So whenever I first looked at this card, what I kind of envisioned was like a bird cage. And I know why the cage bird sings. And whenever I was out there doing your reading, there was this bird that was flying up on me so hard, like it almost scared me. It like wouldn't stop, like it was swooping so close. And I'm seeing now that that was definitely a messenger and not just a bird. So that's funny. Anyway, one of the ways that they talk to you is via bird. Another way that they talk to you is, I don't know if you go to church, but I think that they try to speak with you at church. What I'm really getting here is like the angel visual, and I want to say like they try to talk to you through angels, but that's not it. Okay, so I'm figuring out what that whole angels thing was. So it's not like angels in the sky. It's more like earth angels. Like they talk to you through people. Whenever that's happening, they're going to be using like the same catchphrases. They might like literally sound like them, like take on their dialect. Another thing that I'm kind of like seeing in my mind's eye is, I don't know if it's crochet, because I don't know what those kind of crafts are called, but it's pink and it's very small. It almost looks like a purse, but maybe they'll just be wearing pink. I don't know I don't know what that means to you, but I'm definitely seeing a visual of like some pink crochet. All right, next up we have messages that you may have missed, and this is the Queen of Pentacles. One of the things that I'm picking up on is that you missed some of the lessons that they were trying to teach you in life about how to nurture the home. There's a lot of emphasis on taking care of the home, but more specifically, you have kind of missed sometimes they've presented themselves to you in nature, like perhaps in a field of flowers, or I see this bunny here, like maybe there was a bunny that was hopping up and that was them just saying hello and checking in on you, and you missed it. Not like that's a bad thing, of course you're gonna miss that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? I think it's more just to hint at the fact that they're around pretty often and you only miss it because they're around so much you wouldn't think it was them. Okay, so something that they're proud of you for. Now, I don't know if they got to see you into adulthood while they were with us on the physical, but they're definitely proud of how you grew up. What I'm seeing here is like they're proud of how kind you were as a child, and they're happy that that carried into your adult life. And I'm very much getting an image of a little boy, and I'm not sure if this is an image from when you were a child or if you were an adult and this, you know, interacting with this little boy, but she's very proud of you for the way that you handle it and the way that you treat him. Okay, let's inquire about those questions that you had asked in the note. The the first question that we're going to ask is your intuition right? Or are you way off? I don't want to do an or. I just want to ask is your intuition right? Okay. Is your intuition right? This is a 7 of Wands and it's reversed. Whenever this card comes out reversed, that means you're not at the advantage. I'm thinking that, let's see what it says on Are You Way Off? Got 2 cards. Okay, so these are upright. So yes, unfortunately, you are way off. This is the Ace of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. Now, if I were going to take those 3 cards and put them into a message, which I'm going to do, I want to say they're saying that, like, you are not at the advantage right now, that you're incorrect. I think that if this is about a family matter, I think they're wanting to kind of they're wanting for you to look into some of the family history. I'm going to, because I know your next question, I'm sorry, I'm looking at your message. Your next question is, do I have the situation figured out or am I way off? I actually want to pull a Celtic on the situation and just tell you what I see, and then, you can put it towards your situation and know if you're right or wrong, or if it matches up. I don't know. I think there's something in this Celtic. Okay, so what I'm seeing in this Celtic is, ultimately, the energy covering it is the 10 of Swords. And now it did come out reversed, so that seems like you're overcoming some kind of a major betrayal is the vibe that I'm getting. It does seem like, I really think this has something to do with family or a close friend or something. What's covering it is the 6 of Cups, so that card did come out again. And in this case, though, it's our obstacle. So it's kind of like some bad nostalgia that's keeping us hung up. And honestly, I almost feel like it's a bit of wrong information. It looks like in the past you were looking for something. It's the Page of Wands that came out. And I will say that on the conscious level, you think that you're seeing everything really clearly, but subconsciously you're actually lacking a bit of the key piece of information. There's some logic that's missing there. What's to come is the 8 of Swords, and that is because of some justice that you're enacting. So you're going to place justice, but it's going to kind of trap you and mess you up. If this is resonating, I recommend that we find that missing piece of information, as well as, I almost want to say just move on, but that's not it. I think there's something to do with a car, because the Chariot's on the board. I don't know. Let me know how that's resonating with you. It makes sense to that TikTok reading. Like, all the things are they're clicking to me. I'm just wondering if they're accurate for your life. So before I go too much more into that, I want to hear back from you. Although, I mean, it's not like I'm leaving any information out. That's what I see here. I just don't know if we need to look further. Okay, so now let's find out if you are preventing your manifestations coming in. Which I'm going to be honest, intuitively I'm feeling like no. I think that you've recently really cleared some blocks out. Let's see what the cards say. Alright. Judgment. As well as Justice. Whoa. Those are those are a combo of cards to come out. Alright, and the Knight of Wands reversed. Okay. What I'm gathering with these 3 cards is that at this point in time, you are not blocking your manifestations. In the past, you had a little bit of a block of being impulsive. The Knight of Wands is, they're like the teenagers of the suits, and with the fire suits, they're that much more quick and restless. So whenever we have the Knight of Wands coming out, it really just shows that it's almost like adventure for the sake of adventure's sake. And that is fun, sure, but it doesn't really get us anywhere other than on an adventure. But that is in the past, and you have worked through that block. So at this point in time, you are getting your manifestations, and as long as you are aligned with them, the only thing that I am being told to tell you is a little bit of advice on alignment. So, like, let's say that, okay, I really work best with examples from my own life. I want to live off-grid. I want to be totally self-sufficient. Like, I don't want to work. I just want to play outside all day. You know what I mean? But I don't know how to get water. I don't know how to live off the land. I don't know how to grow food. I don't know how to build a house. Like, there's a lot of things that keep me out of alignment from that dream. So at this point in time, I am learning to garden, and I'm, learning about water filtration, and I'm learning about different ways to build a house and how to make soap and all this stuff. But if I never learned those things, I would never be aligned with that lifestyle. So why would the universe give it to me? I would just fall on my face immediately. The only thing that I think could help you, get your manifestations that much quicker is to reverse engineer. So if you're wanting something, how are you going to get there? And I know a lot of times with manifestations, we're not supposed to think about the how. And I don't want you thinking about the how to a point that stresses you out. But if you know that you want to climb mountains and you know that you don't know how to secure the rope, learn how to secure the rope. Just the little things that you can do to make sure that you're that much more qualified for those manifestations. Work those things out. It's really perfect timing for the reading to be over because the candle is almost over too. So I'm going to blow it out. Thank you so much. And thank you very much. Let me know what you think about this. As far as that Celtic goes, if that was resonating with you, I'd be happy to look into that more. You don't have to order another reading. Just let me know and we'll talk about it. And other than that, you stay magical. And thank you so much.